Communication, it is one of the key area in our human life, whether in our family life, in our community, society, world, including our professional life. So this is the question, how we do and how we can develop our communication. Sometimes we keep asking in our mind, so often we do not get the right answer. Of course, there are many answers, but we don't get the right solution how we can communicate. And we know that based on research, we understood that the communication depends on your body language, facial experience or expression, tone of voice, and also word. But there is question how important the word, tone of voice, and body language and facial expression. This is the great question. Although research gave us understanding 55% as a body language and facial expression, while 38% tone of voice and 7% just as a word. But we didn't get the detailed explanation why. Now I'm going to break down from the body language to the word. So let's start from our beginning of the life. So beginning of life means we can take example from our child. Always, this is the great resolving the problem. We need to get back to our nature, or we need to get back our initial stage. Then we can get the possible answer or fantastic answer to resolve our existing problem, our current problem, and future problem as well. So if you do look at initially when children they born, what they do understand, how they do communicate with their parents or their close relatives or their siblings. Of course, they don't understand the words. Even they don't understand the tone of voice. But they do understand first as a facial expression, the body language, what their parents, what their sibling trying to communicate with them. This is the beginning of the communication. So that remain in our life as a bigger percentage. Well, we can see the second stage of the child when they try to understand, this is the tone of voice. How applying tone of voice to their children from the parent or their guardian perspective. Whenever their parents, they do use loving, emotional tone of voice, funny voice or whatsoever. That means there should be mixture of the love, emotion, then of course, and feelings as well. Then the children, they do accept it very positive way. And of course, they do reply accordingly. Whenever they do understand, distinguish the tone of voice which is very harsh, with anger, rough, tough, then they can distinguish. And of course, they started to be sad or the stress mounted within their brain and feelings. So that's why, can you see, the starting level of body language and facial expression remain as a 55%, while tone of voice in the second stage for the children. And then when children they do grown up, that time they do try to pick up the word, meaning of the word, to understand the word, the sentence, so on and so forth. This is the third stage of the communication for the children. And then they communicate accordingly. But those two beginning stages as a first stages compared to the last one as a words. In a similar manner, whenever we do start to communicate with our audience, with our partners, with our friends, then of course, your friends, your partners, your audience, whenever you're talking, whether confidently, whether with feelings, emotionally, loving expression, or hating expression, or anger expression, they can easily understand based on your body language, based on your expression. Even the deaf people, even the fat animals, they do understand your body language, your facial expression. Then of course, your tone of voice, but beginning of your communication as an expression. Then accordingly, you got reaction, whether your partners, whether your friends, colleagues, or with your audience. Now, this is your second stage as a tone of voice. So how you are manipulating, how you are communicating, because of your source of energy within your body, within your mind, with your brain, that facilitating to coming out. Your tone of voice, what you're saying, what you're trying to talk, what you're trying to make a sound, whether it is loving, whether it is emotional, it is completely interlinked with your thoughts and inner communication. So that's why if you pour as a water from your jar to the glass, whatever water you'll keep within your jar or bottle, similar water you'll get, whether it is purified or it is not purified or not cleaned. So that's completely your tone of voice will reflect what you are bringing from your body, what energy you are extracting from your body. And then your words will make a sound, make a distinguish what you want to express as identification. So word very minimal stage of the communication. So that's why I'd like to say to the people who are migrated from one country to another country, those are not confident to talk at front of audience, or they are getting the difficulty to express the word. Of course, you need to develop your words. Even the native speaker, it is always better to develop yourself, to understand, read books, listen and attend in a professional conference presentation, attend in a lecture. In that way, you can obtain or develop your words. But those two fundamental areas, it is completely based on you, who you are, what you are trying to say, how the way you are communicating, either with your partners, with your friends, colleagues, friends, with love, with sympathy, empathy. That's the matter. Did you see how whenever children, they call their friend, say, dad or mom, how parents, they become satisfied to react, to reply with the fondness, with the loveness, with the happiness, to support them. Did you see how the lover of God, whenever they're calling their God, their Creator, the way they are expressing not only word, not only tone of voice, extracting all energy from their body, the way they're communicating, they're expressing to their Lord to get response. This is called love. This is called communication. Although you are not seeing your Lord, your God, but you are expressing, you are communicating. This is called communication. This is the way you can express your emotion, love, feelings to your audience. Of course, your audience will reply. They will be engaged. They will be connected. Thank you very much.